How's it going, everybody? Doing a drink review here today, an eating video. I'll be doing a drink review of Purple Cotton Candy, Alani Nu, and You. I don't think I've had this. I may have at some point in the past, but I feel like I have not had this one. But I could be wrong. I mean, it says 2026 manufactured, so maybe it is new then. Unless they just have been making new batches, I don't know. And then I'll be eating some sour blue raspberry Mike and Ike's. I got these both from the mall here in Ashboro after the doctor. I walked over to the mall, then I got an Uber, I got some lunch, and then went to Five Below and Ross, I think it is. It's where I got those two Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron things. The two of like $4, a great deal on them. Decent smell. That's pretty good, actually. I'm not sure. Let me know if this is a new flavor. Like, I know it says 2026 on the can, but is this new for 26 or this is just the latest batch that they made in 26? I don't know. I can't remember if I've done it or not. If anyone's had the Purple Cotton Candy Alani, let me know if it's new. They had another one in there, like Strawberry Sunrise, which it's like, with the Alanis, it's hard, and it's with a lot of them because I don't keep track, unfortunately. I should have. Like, a lot I do know, like the Witch's Brew and the Dream Float, like there's ones where I'm like, yep, I remember that, the Slush one and shit. This is good. It has a bit of a grape taste to it, to me, at least. Full of crab. So much crab in here. I'm trying to, like, what could the flavor be? It tastes like the friggin' weird combination of things in here that are not good for you. Once again, it tastes like other drinks I've had, maybe other Alani's. It's sharing similar tastes. It's sharing similar flavors. It's almost like a grapish. Maybe that is a cotton candy. Yeah, maybe I am getting it's like a grape, almost cotton candy taste to it. It's pretty good though. I am a fan of most of this brand. Alani, not all of them. I may have had these at some point. I don't know. I'm sitting in there. I'm like, let's see if I can find any drinks for drink. I'm thinking of content while I'm in there. And then I'm like, some Mike and Ike's. There's my combination. I gotta get back on track in terms of like I said, my scheduling's been off with YouTube. So I'm filming this the same day I went to the doctor. Which is the same day I filmed the channel update and coming to Ramble, so I'll throw this, I'm now ahead of the game at least by a day. I'm gonna give this 8.5. I like that kind of blend. It's like a cotton candy, grape, purple. It tastes like purple. That's The Simpsons, right? Like I said, I might have had these at some point. These taste like a one-bedroom apartment that hasn't been used in about 5 or 6 years. There's your review. Pretty decent. Decent blue raspberry taste. A little sour. A good combo with this. I was going to say something. Thankfully, it wasn't downpouring much. It was pouring like all morning. And then when the guy came to pick me up with the Uber, I had to walk like 15 feet to his car from the porch. And it wasn't raining heavy enough to matter. Then I heard it was pouring in the doctor. The doctor took a bit of a month because something was wrong with the computers. I heard him. I was in like, one of the rooms waiting for the doc to come. And I hear him like, oh, something's wrong with the computers. I was like, here we go. I don't need that. Okay. And then they took blood, which is the reason I was there. I gotta go back in 3 months. For them to do it again. Blood pressure was good. What's that other thing they do? Blood ox or whatever. It was good. My blood pressure is actually really good. It isn't going to be now. It's actually tasting a little better. I actually blended in with these. The flavor of these contains bioengineered food ingredients. They actually grow them, put Mike and Ike's on a tree. It's an underground lab. Where is this? Yeah, Bethlehem, PA. Did I say I'd give this an 8.5? Give it an 8.5. It's solid. I think I said that. But it's really between this and Ghost. They're probably my two favorite energy drink brands. It might be this one. Like almost every one I feel I've had from them has been good. Spider-Man comes out next week. Whatever it's called. Something with home in it, right? Since they all have that, right? Homecoming. Far From Home. Something from home. No Way Home was one. The Odyssey made a ton of money last week, and they're gonna have the second week. I've been following it because I want to see it do a bunch of money. I have no interest in fucking seeing it either. Just don't care. But everybody was like ready to call it the biggest pile of shit ever made. Hoping it tanked. I'm like, no, I just want to see them even more pissed. This was not going to be like a Supergirl or something. People were going to see this movie. Now, of course, it costs a shit ton to fucking make because, I think I put this on Instagram. I was half joking, but someone's like, this is going to be his first terrible movie. I'm like, his first terrible movie. I'm like, has anyone ever seen The Dark Knight? I'm the Joker. It's me. I'm the Joker. I'm the Joker. The way he talks in The Dark Knight, Heath Ledger, I can't get past it. I don't know what it is. Part of me just likes bragging on it because people get pissed. I think Batman Begins is a better movie. But that's over like 300. I think he made like 21 million yesterday. Like he's a known brand. Here's the thing, I don't think I'll ever fucking watch it. I just don't care to see it. And that's where it ends with me. And if I saw it and I didn't like it, I'd be like, I didn't like it. And this is why. The only movie I continue to bitch about is Halloween Ends. But that movie already came out. I was bitching about it after I saw it. But I saw an interview with Danny McBride. He was part of the writer, I think the guy who directed him. I don't know if he directed all of them. Is friends with him, and he was talking about like how he like the kills and ends were like more in the director's vision. It kind of lost the plot a bit. But I haven't seen a lot of Christopher Nolan movies though. What have I seen? Insomnia, a lot of his older ones. Memento. I didn't even know who he was. Saw it in the theater. It was a really good movie. Guy Pearce. I might have watched Following. That was his first movie. I've seen Batman Begins. I've seen Dark Knight. Saw Dark Knight Rises in the theater. That's another one with the voice. The voice of the bad guy. With Heath Ledger, it's like, hey, I'm the Joker. Hey, Batman. Me. And then you have Bane, who sounds like Sean Connery. You're going to throw you off a plane, Mr. Bond. So we meet again, Mr. Bond. He's reading from a card. Did you ever see that? The SNL. The Jeopardy. Celebrity Jeopardy. But with the voice of Bane, I couldn't, even in the theater, I have said this a million times, I looked at my friend, I'm like, why does he sound like Sean Connery? But, saw Inception in the theater, really liked it. Haven't seen it. Have I seen it? No. Oh. Haven't seen Oppenheimer. Haven't seen Tenet. Is that how you say it? I might have seen some of Interstellar, but I might be confusing it with The Martian. I don't know why. That's the one with McConaughey, though, where he goes wherever and he comes back, and like every time he's on the planet, every like minute or second is like 10 years or something. No, not 10 years. It's like a year or some shit. And he comes home, his door's like 95, and he's like 6 minutes older. Haven't seen Dunkirk. I kind of want to see that one though. That's in a little bit older, maybe. And I'm probably missing something. Am I missing something else? I don't know. I mean, the guy's a hell of a director from what I see. I mean, it doesn't matter. I could dislike his movies. It doesn't mean they're poorly shot or made. You know? These aren't that sour, which is kind of nice. What do you guys think of Christopher Nolan? I know a majority of people love The Dark Knight. And I'm not saying it's a bad movie. It's just his voice. The same thing with Bane and Dark Knight Rises. It just throws me out of it. Like, I'm like, why is he fucking talking like that? But there's plenty of movies I love that people can't stand, so. But He-Man. I should watch He-Man. I think that came onto Prime yesterday. Another movie that bombed. Supergirl bombed. Like, I know a lot of people are not liking that movie. Seeing the trailers and shit, people were not liking it. Bashing the shit out of it. Once again, another movie me personally whatever. I didn't care for. And then even the reviewers, the critics was like 53% on Rotten Tomatoes, and the users were 74%. I feel like a lot of times the users like wait. They're like, oh, the critics are at like, oh, we hate this movie, and all of a sudden the critics are like, it sucks. All of a sudden, they're like, no, wait, it's pretty good. Like, they almost have to be on opposite paths. Although the Odyssey's like 95 critics, 97 users. Everyone's creaming over it. I have no interest in it, and that's just me. But I still want to see it make a ton of money. I want to see people getting pissed. Everybody yelling at each other over the fucking Odyssey. Yeah, no shit. None of them are fucking Greek. You know. I'm pretty sure they weren't in Troy either. And I think Troy is alright, but this is another thing that happens, and I love the Star Wars prequels. I love the Star Wars prequels, right? And anybody my age, whatever, it doesn't matter. You could have been 30 when they came out, 15. If you're if you're a kid, you're gonna like stuff like that more, right? You're just gonna be like, holy shit. And then those kids got older and still love it, and it makes it look like it better than it was. I loved them when they came out. They have their flaws. Some of the dialogue is fucking terrible. Some of the acting, I felt like Hayden Christensen in Attack of the Clones wasn't that good, but he was much better in Revenge of the Sith. Obi-Wan was great. Ian McDermott as Palpatine, chewing the scenery, excellent, obviously. There's a lot of good acting in there, some shitty, some of the dialogue you couldn't have saved, okay? But those were bashed fairly at the time by like fans of it, and it wasn't, you would hear it more like the second time I saw it and stuff. You'd hear murmurs and people saying, yeah, it kind of sucks. There was forums and stuff back then you could, in the internet. Revenge of the Sith was universally loved at the time, I believe. Attack of the Clones, probably the weakest of those prequels by far, but had some really cool scenes in it. I like Phantom Menace a ton because it was the Star Wars I saw. This is going to be a movie ramble now. I apologize to anybody who's on the mood to hear this. But, and I don't want to chew anymore. I'm out of that. It was the first Star Wars I saw in the theater. The first one came out, I wasn't born. The second one came out, I was like 1 year old. And the third one came out, and I was like 3. No, wait, when did it come out? 83? I would have been like a 3 or 4, depending on when it came out. I think it probably came out like May, like right before my birthday or right after. So I didn't see him in the theater, but I saw him on TV when I was pretty young. Maybe like 6 or 7 years old, whatever. And, but I had the toys probably before I saw the fucking movies. My mom and dad probably got me them for Christmas. So I was just like, yeah, toys, awesome. But it was the first one I saw. When I first saw it, I think I was 19. And then when I saw it the second time, I would have turned 20. I saw it twice in the theater. I got those action figures too, thinking, oh, keep them sealed, they're going to be worth money. They're worth fucking jack shit. Because everybody's buying them. They mass-produced them. And even with the time that's gone by, they've never gained any value. I'd sold them a while ago. They were pretty cool, though. Some of them were really cool. Figures like Darth Maul was cool, and there's Obi-Wan and shit, and Qui-Gon and stuff. But a lot of figures sucked, too, like Jar Jar Binks and like Boss Nass. Some of these other just random ones. Watto was good. He was the guy, right? The dude from Tatooine. But all of a sudden, the sequels come out. The freaking Force Awakens, etc. And all of a sudden, the prequels are like put on a higher pedestal. All of a sudden, they've become better because those ones were so terrible. At least, I've admitted this. I have not fully seen. I saw Force Awakens in the theater. I enjoyed it. It was a rehash of fucking New Hope, but I enjoyed it. And then start with the Last Jedi. I was just not feeling from the trailers, and apparently people hated it. I saw some scenes from it, and it was fucking pretty bad. And then Rise of Skywalker. I saw the first 20 minutes. I thought it was a fucking comedy. I'm not kidding either. Like Poe Dameron with the fucking. I was like, what is this? I wasn't into it. Whatever. It stops there. I'm not into it. I don't give a shit. Some people like it. Cool. I don't. Cool. So those sucked. It's the same thing all of a sudden, like I saw Troy. Troy's a pretty good movie. It's not the greatest fucking thing ever made. All of a sudden, the Odyssey comes out, or trailers are coming out. People are not liking what they're seeing, and Troy all of a sudden is put up on a fucking pedestal. The fuck out of here. I don't even... Is Achilles even in Odyssey? Because I know it's more about Odysseus, and I think like I know it's all over the place. It's like flashbacks, and it's bouncing, right? Christopher Nolan type stuff. The poem might actually do that, or whatever it is. The Iliad, or whatever the fuck it is. Oh no, the Odyssey, sorry. I don't even know this shit. So I'm not the person to go to for that. Here's the thing. I know like some of the conversations or shit are weird. It's like modern language. Personally, that doesn't bother me. If you're a historian and you're like, fuck, this is annoying, I can understand that too. I don't care. But once again, I don't care to see it. If I'm not gonna, even if I'm just not interested, and the movie can be great or suck, it's not my thing. What is it? It's like, it's not for me, but hey, if you like it, that's cool, whatever the people say, But I always get a kick out of like when movies that came out before, like a newer version of it comes out. But Troy is just about the fall of Troy and shit. It's not about Odysseus' journey. Sean Bean played Odysseus. I would have loved to have seen him play. That's his fucking name, right? Like the Odyssey Odysseus. And Brian Cox was, how do you say his name? I don't know. A.G. Brian Cox. So there was some decent shit. Brad Pitt was Achilles. What's his name was Hector. Eric Bana? No, was it Eric Bana? And I was going to call him Paris Hilton. Orlando Bloom was Paris. Was that his name? Paris. Was that his name? I don't even fucking know. I think Diane Kruger was Helen. But it was a pretty cool movie. I think it was Achilles. Brad Pitt had his like kill move. Pretty cool movie. But it was based just on that stuff. I don't think there was any gods action in either of them. I don't think they do much of it in the Odyssey, do they? I don't think, but it's like all of a sudden Troy is a masterpiece. Get the fuck out of here. It's a solid movie. It's not a masterpiece. It's a nice little movie. You see it, you're like, cool, you move the fuck on. But I kind of get a kick out of that. And maybe people will be like, what the hell are you talking about? Here's the thing, you could hate the Odyssey, and that's great. The thing is, when people hate something I like, or they criticize it, I like to hear like, okay, like, this didn't work. I didn't like how this was filmed. Some of the dialogue sucked. I like a lot of it to be around the filming of the movie and the acting and stuff. And I could listen to it. I don't. You know what? Here's the thing. If I'm being honest, I don't give enough shit. I don't get passionate enough about that kind of shit. And I've talked about that in the past. I'm gonna go on here for a few more minutes, if you guys like this. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, it's like wait for it to come out. You might not like some casting choices. Perfectly fine. Although I think a lot of these people are only in the movie for like 5 minutes. I remember people like Elliot Page's Achilles. No, he wasn't Achilles, right? I don't even know the character they played, to be honest with you. But it wasn't Achilles. Like, come on, dude, you're not gonna have, like, let's be real. That's not gonna happen. Okay? I would have fucking loved it if Elliot Page was Achilles. The whole movie. And it was just, oh my God, this isn't even about, it's going to complete, that I would love because people would start getting really pissed. But I just don't care, personally, I guess. It's just when I see something getting like so badly beat down before off of trailers, before people see it. And of course, the problem is, and here's the thing, it's the same thing when people love something too much, right? It almost seems fake. It seems disingenuous. Now, when people are criticizing it, and I'm like, it's like normal kind of criticisms. I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah. Like someone's like, oh, the armor didn't look like that and this, and I could be like, okay, all right, yeah. But also, I mean, at least, or like this direction here didn't work. He fucked this up with the direction. I guess I can get behind it more. But it's the same thing when people blindly praise something. Don't get me wrong. Like when people start doing that too, it's like annoying, Cat's down there. You come up. It's the same thing with blind praise for a movie before it comes out. It's like, get the fuck out of here. I like when people are excited when they see a trailer. I watch some of these trailer reactions from people, and I like when they get excited about it. You know, I like seeing their excitement. That doesn't even mean I like the fucking movie, but I like seeing people excited about things. I listen. Of course, once again, negativity sells, right? People want to be pissed, and it's just you can't. Sometimes I look at it as like it's almost beneficial for people for Star Wars to suck because it's going to bring them more views and more money. They benefit financially from Star Wars sucking because if you're positive about it the whole time, people are like, no, again, no, it doesn't view. People don't want that. People want the juice, baby. They want that juice, the juicy fucking, ragging on something. But that's the truth. That's always the truth. When it comes to YouTube, especially, being negative sells more than being positive. It just does. People are there. They want to be like, yeah, fuck, this is how I feel about it. And you get this. But hey, if you're in it for this, more power to you. Get those videos in. But some people aren't genuine about their love or hate for something. And that's what bothers me. Because sometimes you see, I'll watch some of the things where they're hating on a movie, like some of the Marvel stuff or Star Wars stuff, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. And I'm like, what? No, you're not, Then they probably see the movie and they deep down love it, but you can't say you love it. And it's the same thing if you're like gonna love it before you see it, and then you hate it, you have to continue to say you loved it because you got to keep the facade. I'm feeling it from this energy drink. I'm feeling a nice ramble about that. My friend always used to joke. We go to the movies like, this is how it's going to go. I'm going to love it. You're going to hate it. Sometimes I would just say hate it to be annoying and get under people's skin on purpose. I guess it was trolling, right? Or rage baiting, whatever you want to call it. But then I just stop. Like, I'm just like, oh, okay, let's go back and forth and annoy each other and stop with it. But, that's just how it goes with some of this stuff. I don't like. Once again, when it comes to the Odyssey, it's too long for me. It's like 2:52. I wouldn't be seeing that in the theater even if I wanted to because that's too long for me to be in the theater. Okay. And it's like whatever, man. I mean, if it bombed too, I wouldn't have given a shit. But because then you have the other side making excuses. Oh, it bombed. This is no, and then it makes a lot of money. No, this is fake. The ticket sales aren't real. Nothing's real. I'm trying to think if there's like, I got that way with the Silent Hills, but I still haven't seen Return to Silent Hill because I don't want to. Eventually I'll watch it and I know I won't like it, but I'll talk about why I didn't like it and that's it. Movie comes and goes. I wasn't sitting here like, I'm going to go nuts saying it's a pile of shit for 50 video. I mean, maybe I should if it's going to draw more money. Bring in that money. What do you need me to hate? The Odyssey was the best movie I've ever seen. Did you see it? No. I hated the last Star Wars. Did you see it? Of course I didn't. It doesn't matter. But yeah. Listen, take my rambles as very tongue-in-cheek. It's not. They're not meant to be serious in reality. Although some of the stuff I say is how I feel about those kind of things. But at the end of the day, people ragging on the Odyssey, I'm just like, okay. People loving it, okay. Cool. As long as you're trying to be genuine about it, but a lot of people, I guess, aren't. And like I said, it's the same thing with love and stuff. It's like everybody's like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. And then you see it and you're like, the fuck? That's the problem. I think it's almost worse in some ways for the Dark Knight, actually, for me, bring it back to the Dark Knight. We'll end this, coming full circle to the Dark Knight again. Everybody was saying this is the greatest movie ever seen. It's the greatest comic book related movie ever made. Of course, it got some corpse points because Heath Ledger died, and then it gets shot in the stratosphere. It's the same thing when Kurt Cobain dies. Kurt Cobain dies, everybody loved Nirvana. They were popular. Everybody's like, oh shit, Nirvana, they're sick. They're great. And all of a sudden he dies, and they're the greatest band. Behind the Beatles, whatever the fuck. Everybody was saying this about The Dark Knight. It's the greatest superhero movie ever fucking made. The second I hear that, it's like, this is not going to live up to the expectations. Now, I think it's a good movie. I'm not sitting here saying it. I've never said it sucks. The Joker's voice, the voice he used in that, it's just, for whatever reason, I just don't like it. For whatever reason, it sounds weird. Batman. Like, it's like, dude, what? Even Christian Bale with his voice sometimes. I have a lot of voice problems with the Dark Knight trilogy. Not Cillian Murphy's, though, as a Scarecrow in Batman Begins, the Batman. Like, his voice is on point. And so is Liam Neeson in there, too. I love Batman Begins, actually. But it's like the same thing. Everybody was just saying it was incredible before it came out. And then it was like, no. I think for me, that's worse than people shitting on the movie. Because then you're just like, oh, you go in with kind of not many expectations. When someone says something's great, now my expectations are there. Obviously, it's just as common sense, right? Someone says something sucks, everybody's saying it sucks. Well, now you're going in with no expectations. All of a sudden, it's pretty decent. You're like, oh, shit, it was decent. You're going in it's easier to go in thinking something's going to suck. And then be like, that was pretty good. Then you go in thinking something's going to be the best thing ever. And you're like, nope. It's a 10 out of 10. No, it's really like a 7. You know? Pump the brakes. But anyway, I've rambled here. Maybe I've pissed some people off. I don't mean to. I'm just having fun. You know? But 8.5 out of 10 on the purple cotton candy. Alani and you. A drink and energy drink. And I would give these an 8 as well. It's not too sour, which is fine by me. And it's blue raspberry, which I like. And yeah, just rambling about movies and bitching myself. I'm bitching about people liking stuff. It's all its own ecosystem. But yeah, thanks for checking this out.